some Jaffa cakes. If I mentioned Tina Barrett was my wife, I'd probably have to run for my life. Simon and Lewis are good and true, so just stay tuned for an hour or two. It's the young blood, shining nights in the world of fall. The young blood, the undisputed world of Warcraft God. Inside our two was a tiny man, but even tiny men do the best they can. The whale shark was the biggest thing Luce had seen. Anywhere he turned, it was still on the screen. Well, Honey Bear and Honey Bear were quite the pair before Honey Bear ran off to a Nixie's lair. Sips was a man with big, strong arms at night. His campfire kept us so warm. It's the young blood, shining lights in the world of fall. The young blood, and I have the This is Dave, exclamation mark, Juggernaut, and I have the balls. Have the balls. I have the balls. Yeah. I have the balls. I have the
That song we've just opened the Yog Pod with, that you heard with your ears right now, is the song by
Alex
and
Arnoldson.
then you say who it is.
Yeah.
Alex Arnoldson
and his friend Axel
Axel.
Axel Dieberg. They've got amazing names. They're
Dieberg.
going to be famous. Because that
Yeah.
is brilliant. Isn't that brilliant? They have some real talent there, don't you think?
They do. They certainly do.
And the lyrics...
God knows.
The lyrics are
There's not enough
fantastic.
talented
Shall I
people
go
in this
through them,
world.
just so you can, know what they are?
So I can sing along to it.
Yeah. With a bag of crisps, I lay in bed with a pair of
God.
phones strapped to my head. Testing a beta is all it takes, and soon I'll have the munchies for some Jaffa cakes.
Headphones.
If I mentioned Tina Barrett was my wife, I'd probably have to run for my life. Simon and Lewis are good and true, so just stay tuned for an hour or two.
There's an awful lot of artistic license going on.
But
But
if
that's
you-
fine.
if you-
It's fine.
That's beautiful. That's your poetry, man. I believe that song lyrics
Yeah.
are more poetic than
It's
these
lovely.
fancy ass not perverts, pretentious bastards.
What? Pervert.
No, that's the wrong word. I'm not very poetic,
You're
but
very opinionated about poets, aren't you?
I don't like
Jesus.
poets, but I think this is poetry, man. This is good, and the lyrics.
You
people
don't
can
like
now-
poets, but you like poetry.
No, I like this song lyrics that don't really mean anything necessarily.
Right.
Um,
I thought there was
because
an awful lot
often,
of meaning in that. Very lot of depth.
well, I suppose there is, but it's not as important as the sound it makes. You know, stuff doesn't have to make sense to sound good in your ears, does it? You know.
Yeah, fuck knows the Yog Pod's like that.
Hello, and welcome to TTT.
I had fish fingers last night, actually.
Did you?
Yeah. Microwaved fish fingers, mind.
I thought fish fingers were usually like frozen.
Yeah, they were, but they're like special. They're fairly expensive, but I guess normal fish fingers are pretty expensive anyway. It's like £4 for a pound of these microwave ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you just pop them in the microwave from frozen, and they magically cook somehow. I mean, the technology. You know, they say that, you know, nuts say rather that there was the Roswell crash in New Mexico, and
Oh yeah.
we stole alien technology such as, like, you know, radar and microwaves and stuff. I would go even as far as to say that we stole the technology to freeze fish fingers so that they're able to be edible after being cooked in the microwave.
I know. It's cryogenics level crazy, isn't it? I mean, the thing is, radar and microwaves, it's complicated stuff, man. I don't even know how some of that stuff works. So, maybe we did steal it from aliens. Do you believe in any
I'm
of
quite
that?
relieved that you don't know how radar and microwaves work, because otherwise I would strongly suspect that you were an alien.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have suspected that you're an alien because you're quite unusual, Simon. You're got quite a different
what?
way of thinking. You're just a bit odd. That's
What does
all.
that mean?
In a good way. In a good way. You're unique.
That doesn't really sound complimentary.
Don't worry, it is. Trust me. It's fine. So, okay, letters from the Yognauts. There's quite a lot
Yeah.
here.
Should I do the jingle?
Yeah, go
I think
ahead.
that would be
Go ahead.
appropriate. Letters from the Yognauts, notes. What
These
you made of that?
that was
all
that
right?
was beautiful. These stretch back a little way because we haven't done any podcasts for a while.
So, November 2008, we have a letter from Jeremy saying, "Why do you never respond to my correspondence?" Sorry, Jeremy.
Okay. This is from Anton. He says, "Hello, Lewis and Simon. This is just a follow-up to an email I sent you earlier," which we obviously just
Oh,
ignored
fuck,
that one.
see? I told you.
I was sitting in my room. I was sitting in my room one night listening to the D&D Yog Pod whilst playing WoW. It was right at the part where Simon, or Yozpoz, calls the Irish, Welsh, Scottish sounding man a cunt. I was laughing my ass off when my mum came into my room to ask me something. She heard the voices talking and me giggling and said, "I'll just leave you to talk to your friends for a bit." Thanks to the Yog Pod, my mum now thinks I have friends. Many thanks. Best regards, Anton.
Wow. So does he have no friends?
Assume not.
Oh, Anton.
Don't worry, we're your friend,
Oh.
Anton.
Oh, what? I won't go that far.
Hmm.
I don't even... Are we friends on Facebook, Anton? If we are, then we are friends. We're real life friends. That's what it means. If you're Facebook friends, that means you're real friends.
This is from Jim Fredericks. There's a lot of misspellings in this.
Oh god, is he a bit of a fuckwit? I was trying to think of an epithet, something that wasn't quite so
Offensive.
rude.
No.
I just went with fuckwit. Sorry.
Dear Lewis, I send this email with the promise of a real-life Yogmobile. This will be a manually controlled vehicle that I will design with my friends and engineers. I can't promise you when this will be done, but it should be a maximum of 2 months. I plan to have video in action and pictures of design while it lies out of use. I'm looking forward to making it. I hope you're looking forward to seeing it.
Oh,
Much love from
I
Brandon.
feel a bit guilty for calling him a fuckwit now. If he's going to this
It does sound like he's gonna put a lot of work into it, and I am looking forward to it. So Brandon,
Godspeed, gentle Yognaut sire / salute. You have the balls.
you do.
Jaffa Cakes, Tina Barrett, lol.
This is a really, really long story about someone's written. Okay.
About someone's written.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, he's called Stephen, and it's a massive wall of text.
Stephen!
But I did actually read through this earlier. He's drawn a little picture as well to go along with the story. Do you think I should show you the picture first of all?
Illustrate.
I think I'll show you the picture first of all, and then you can describe what's in the picture.
Well, how are any of the listeners going to see the picture?
We'll put it on somewhere,
Alright,
but you
okay.
can describe
I
it.
will-
Yeah.
Okay, on the internet somewhere.
Okay. So there you go. There's a picture.
That's a bit strange. What the hell? Why does my head look so very weird? I mean, it's pretty weird anyway, but it looks even worse.
Just describe the picture.
Okay, well, it's a terrible MS Paint level Photoshop manipulation of photographs. Over on the left we have Hannah, and her face looks very odd. She looks like she's unhappy. It's almost as though they took her mouth and put it upside down.
Yeah.
They've drawn in a fake arm of her sort of face palming,
Yeah.
and she's got like false legs and false drawn in red high heels, I think.
I don't know why they need you to do that, by the
Uh,
way, because obviously the point is that
no
you
idea.
could just cut the picture up a little bit. You don't need to have that bottom bit on there. They've just seemed to
No.
have felt that there's this extra bit of
They just
space
thought
in
it
the
was
picture,
nice to do.
so they should
Yeah.
artistically redraw in the legs. Yeah, it's odd.
And they've done the same thing to me as they've
Yeah.
done to Hannah. It's me bending over. A very unflattering photograph at the best, anyway. And they
Yeah,
sort
you
of
are
make
looking-
my head look very odd shaped. And again, you know, my body is cut off at the knees, and they've drawn these very stubby calves onto my legs and purple shoes.
It's not very flattering.
It's awful.
No.
And me and Hannah are in some sort of yellowy room with bright blue flooring, and a door's just opened up, and in has popped Warwick Davis with his actual face from a photograph, with a very, very tiny body drawn in using MS Paint. But the thing is that really
Yeah.
confuses me about this photo, this picture, is what is that between me and Hannah? There's like a sort of door cage thing with something blue and red inside. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know whether that actually has anything to do with anything. Okay, well,
It's quite confusing.
this is a story that
Okay, the story
is
will
written to
explain
me by
it
a
all,
Yognaut,
will
and
it?
it's
Yeah.
very long, and apparently it's true. Okay, so today this Yognaut, he was sat down having dinner with his family,
Chatting
and his
around.
dad started to
Yeah.
tell a story
Oh,
that that had happened to one of his pals at work. Okay,
okay.
his pal has a son who is
Warwick
he's
Davis.
retarded. No,
Oh.
no, no, no.
Oh God, retarded.
Yeah,
Oh
unfortunately.
Jesus. Okay.
And she had to go into work early one
Oh,
day.
no. Sorry.
Sorry.
go
So
on. Yeah.
so the son that's retarded, this kid had to be left alone one day because he had to go to work early,
Oh God.
and so they
okay.
called the babysitter. The babysitter said, "Oh, I can't get there immediately, but I'll be around in about 20 minutes." So the kid will have to be on his own for about 10 minutes. Okay, is that okay? So they were like, "Okay, that'll be fine."
Why did
so
they
they-
have to go again? Why did the parents have to leave?
They had to
Well,
go to work early. There was only
that
one
was-
parent there at the time.
It was so urgent that they had to leave their retarded kid alone for
Yeah,
10
yeah,
minutes. Well, it's only 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I guess. It's fair, it's
Exactly,
fair enough,
yeah.
isn't it?
It's fine. So, so when the babysitter got there,
The house had
the
burned
kid was
down.
really excited.
Oh.
No, the kid was really excited,
Yeah, okay.
and
Of course he is.
and the babysitter asked, why are you so
Babysitter!"
excited?" And the kid said that his mum had bought him a troll, a real life troll, to play with.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
I've got this terrible feeling
so the-
that I vaguely know where this might be going. Okay, a real life troll.
Yeah, to play with.
Okay.
And so the
Yeah.
babysitter was a bit confused, but she thought, okay, that it's a bit of a retarded
It's
child.
understandable because like a
Yeah.
troll, it's like a mythical creature. I mean, I would be confused if I was the babysitter and not as quick-witted as I am.
So a little while later, so they're obviously playing around downstairs, doing stuff, and the babysitter hears this knocking, this knock knock sound from upstairs, and it's sort of a muffled voice, and so she was like, "Oh my God, it's a bit weird." And she asked the kid, "Do you know what it is?" And the
And
kid
the
said,
kid
"Yeah,
says,
it's the
"It's the
troll.
troll."
It's my troll."
Of course it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
Yeah, of
it's
course
the
it is.
troll. What else would
So-
it be? It's the troll.
So she went upstairs. So she went upstairs and she heard this knocking and this noise, and she was a bit scared. So she called his mother.
Not
and
the police
asked if
or
she knew
anything.
anything
I mean, a
about it.
strange
No,
person
no, no,
is
no.
in the house that might actually
Well, no,
be
she
a
didn't
troll.
know what it was. She thought it might be some sort of noisy toy, but she was a bit sort of nervous about going upstairs and investigating.
Okay.
So
So
she
she
called the mother.
Calls the mother, says, oh, is there someone else in the house? What's going on? Does she ask
Yeah,
something
and,
like
and,
that?
and the
Yeah,
mother says,
okay.
no, I don't know what's
Oh,
going on.
goodness.
I'll come home immediately.
Oh.
So she came home.
Oh, hang on, what?
immediately.
So she's willing
The
to
mother
leave
came
her
home from
retarded
work.
kid alone for 10 minutes. It's urgent that she leaves for work 10 minutes earlier. But
Yeah,
when it comes to maybe a burglar being in the house, she's like a fucking shot out of work.
yeah. So
What the
she gets
hell?
straight back home, and obviously, yeah. So So they-
Yeah,
so she-
okay. Right, what?
So the mother comes home, okay, and she goes upstairs with the babysitter, and looks inside the kid's room,
And there's a
which
troll
obviously has a
there.
lock on the door,
Right,
and
okay.
there's a dwarf there
What?
in the kid's room, and he's wearing a suit. He's very
Not a
smartly
troll,
dressed,
a dwarf. They're quite different
Yeah, a
creatures.
dwarf.
Yeah.
and the dwarf explains that he was a
Follow me!
census worker.
He says.
Warwick Davis. The dwarf explains that he was a census worker, and he came to the house in the 5 or 10 minutes that the kid was on his own, and the kid sort of, he said, "Are your parents there?" And the kid said, "Oh, come in," and he locked him in his room.
So the kid
And
locked
ever since then-
this strange man in his bedroom.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
And so the dwarf actually had been calling the police ever since
On
he'd
his
been locked in the
mobile?
room.
He was on the
Yeah.
phone to him.
And the police turned
Oh
up
my
about
God.
5 minutes after the mother turned up.
So he was like, I've been abducted by this kid. He thinks I'm a fucking troll.
Yeah.
That's horrible. This poor man.
So there you go. I'm not entirely sure why I'm emailing you this. It might just be a combination of midgets and retards that made me think of your Yogpod.
That's a brilliant
Then I
story.
played
It's a
somewhere.
brilliant story. I was really.
It's
That
a
was
good story,
It was
isn't it?
very entertaining.
Thank you, Stephen, for
Thank
that.
you,
I
Stephen.
enjoyed it.
What's his surname?
It doesn't say.
Thank you, Stephen.
Um,
Doesn't say.
That's okay.
For that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good story. Cheers. If you have any other good stories, please email us at yogscast@gmail.com. That's just for Stephen, no one else, obviously. So I don't think anyone can
No.
ever top that. So
It's a
anything
good
else,
story.
Stephen? Just
That's-
let
I
us
don't know if you think you can, send it through.
If you think you can, you're
Um,
clearly fucking deranged. Because that is the best story. That is the greatest story ever told. They're going to have to rename that movie about the Bible. Because it clearly isn't the greatest story ever told anymore.
So I'm just reading the next one through. This is from a guy called Victor Nobel, who's got the same name as like the Nobel Prize. So maybe he's like related.
The
or
Nobel
something.
Prize is called Victor, is it?
Tomorrow morning, I'm going on a plane trip to America from the Netherlands, which is around 9 hours.
Oh God.
I sat at my computer thinking, what the heck should I do on the flight? Then I remembered the YogPod. Hours of pure bliss on my iPod. Yay! Keep it up, guys. From Victor.
9 hours.
I haven't
Jeez.
heard anything else from him since June
He's
16th.
probably dead now. He's probably dead. Oh God.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
that's-
contact his parents and like explain, what happened to him. He OD'd on
goodness.
Yogpod.
Poor Victor. Well, if you're all right, Victor, do let us know.
We're worried about you, man. We haven't heard from you in how long has it been? When did he actually email?
June 15th, June
Oh
16th.
my God, it's been a very long time. He probably is dead. Just move on, Lewis. Just move on.
Okay.
You need to find another Victor.
Stefan Kapskinski writes in. I'm sorry, I really didn't, but I didn't read your name right there. But don't worry. He says, as I was watching some of your beta footage, I noticed that I was surprised to find that Simon suffers similar microphone woes as me. All of my internet friends make fun of my terrible microphone errors, and I felt the need to email the Yogpod so I could let Simon know that he is not alone.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That'll keep me company on those long, dark nights. I'm not alone. Because some man on the internet I've never met is also having microphone problems.
Okay, yeah,
Thanks,
yeah. It
friends.
makes you feel better. This guy writes in Captain Conundrum. Hello, Simon. I was recently listening to your podcast where you had brought in Brian Blessed as a guest star. I know, as I was listening, that Simon posed the question of what Brian is most famous for. Not knowing the answer, but seeing how it didn't really matter, I went on with my day. However, that night, my friend, who was a bit of an old movie lover, decided that we would watch the 1980s movie Flash Gordon. As the movie was going through, it came to a point...
Gordon's alive!
It came to a part where a character named Voltan appears with the wings of a hawk and loud booming voice. Instantly, it came to me that this this actor,
Yeah, I have seen Flash Gordon. What do
this
you know?
actor was none other than Brian Blessed. I started to crack up laughing seeing who it was, and my friend was staring at me like, "What the hell are you doing? This is a really famous film and you're ruining it." I hope this answers Simon's question.
Yeah, I mean,
There we are.
oh God, it's such a good movie, Flash Gordon. It's absolutely amazing. Highly recommended by me, and not just because Brian Blessed's in it.
Yeah, you should check it out, guys, if you haven't.
It's got loads of famous people in it, actually, hasn't it?
Yeah. Right,
It's
well,
got
thank you.
yeah, it's got see, this is the thing, it's like thinking of their names. Peter Duncan, who used to be a Blue Peter presenter,
Okay.
is in it.
Right.
Timothy Dalton's in it, who
Oh,
was
James
James Bond,
Bond.
the
Wow.
Welsh James Bond.
I don't think that's how he's popularly
Um,
known. The Welsh James Bond.
Yeah. Yeah, the Welsh James Bond.
He was a good James Bond.
Um,
Dalton. He was alright.
Richard O'Brien is in it, famous for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's all these stars, this veritable galaxy of stars, one might describe them.
Okay. Alex Dickin writes in. The subject of his email is funny
Ooh.
Yogpod
I know
story.
him.
That's what you want to have in the subject line. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was travelling from my aunt and uncle's house about 2 hours away from my house. We were driving at night, and my mom got pulled over by a cop. Right, so he's obviously in America.
Yeah.
The cops wasn't...
It's amazing that you picked that up. That's quite insightful.
The cops wasn't that old, maybe in his late 20s. Okay. At the time, I had my iPod on and was oblivious to the fact that we were even pulled over. I was listening to the Brian Blessed episode and cracked up as Simon began yelling "scrambled" very loudly. The police
Cool.
officer glanced at my iPod, turned to me, and said, "I am Dave!" Yognaut. We both laughed, and
No,
my
you
mom
didn't.
was like,
Come
"What the
on.
fuck?" In the end, the police officer let us off with a warning.
I'm like, what the fuck? So basically, because the police officer was a Yognaut,
Yeah,
he got away with
a warning.
whatever it was his mother got stopped for.
yeah.
It's probably like a body in the boot or something. It's his dad.
I
His
think-
dad is in the boot.
Whoa. Anyway, thank you, Alex. That's good.
Cheers, Alex.
Liam Gilchrist writes in, "Help,
Oh, I know him.
Simon. How do I stop eating Jaffa cakes?"
You need to wean yourself off of them gently. Maybe have a substitute. I mean, I was quite successful for a while by, instead of eating Jaffa cakes, I would eat frozen raspberries when it was particularly
Okay.
hot. It sort of suited the weather. So you definitely need some form of substitute so that you just don't go without anything. Because I think everyone needs a little treat now and again.
I agree. I'm just looking through this other email, which we had from a lady named Louise Purdy. She's nice.
Oh no,
You've
yeah.
heard of Louise Purdy?
Yeah, you said you fancy her. You looked at her picture on the Facebook and you were like, "Oh God, she's really hot," didn't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to cut this now. Hannah's not gonna be pleased.
No, don't. Oh shit. Yeah, I keep forgetting you have a girlfriend. Yeah, yeah.
Dear Simon and Lewis, I'm Louise Purdy, a Brit-born dedicated Yognaut living in the land of Oz.
Oh,
With great news. All caps. Jaffa cakes have reached the shores of Australia.
oh my God, our Facebook group worked.
After searching for at least a year through 3 cities with minimal progress, besides finding the odd out-of-date tube and substitute branded Jaffas, I have finally found a source for the McVitie's Jaffa cakes. I squealed with excitement upon my first sight of the glorious 12-pack and had to resist eating them as soon as I touched the packet. I bought 3 boxes.
It's like me every time I buy a pack. I squeal and then I have to stop myself from scoffing all of them.
I bought 3 boxes, calculating $24. I don't know how many Australian dollars are pounds.
Jesus.
So $8
That
a
sounds
box.
a lot.
$8 a box. Oh my goodness. I gathered them up and ate them with my brother Joseph. They were delicious. A bit stale, to be honest, but neither of us gave a crap.
Oh my goodness.
So if any Yognauts want to find out where to buy Jaffa cakes in Australia, you can add Louise Purdy to your Facebook.
8 Australian dollars is about 4.5 quid.
Wow.
So that's per
So how
pack.
much is that per Jaffa?
£4.50
It's like
pounds.
40p
Fuck
a
me.
Jaffa. 40p.
Jesus H. Christ on a bike.
35p a Jaffa. That's not too bad.
Well, it is.
Oh, a lovely Jaffa.
Oh, I
love lovely Jaffa. Okay. Someone... No, not reading that one. Duncan Chubb
It's a nice name.
has written in. He says, the other day I decided to buy Zelda Wind Waker off of eBay since I love Zelda but hadn't got around to playing it yet. When it arrived, I immediately started playing it. After an hour of playing it, I came across the God of the Winds, who was a frog, and he said that his name was Zephos. I thought to myself, this can't be true, since there is only one real Zephos, and he makes podcasts. Then it struck me, could Lewis be leading a secret double life, where he is also the wind god of Zelda and a frog in his spare time? I thought you might be able to confirm my suspicions. Here is a picture that I took with my iPhone.
Is it true?
P.S. I also have enclosed a picture of a preserved cat that we keep at work. I work in a history centre.
I'm sorry?
I thought you might be interested.
A preserved cat.
So there is a picture
What the fuck?
of a dead cat.
Lovely.
Oh my god. It's labelled dead cat.
Deadcat.jpg.
Thank you, Duncan Chubb.
Yeah, you fucking weirdo. Jesus.
It's weird.
So he's got. What the fuck? That is really weird, isn't it?
That's okay. That's fine though.
Does it have a name? This cat? Does it?
Yeah, it's called Dead Cat. It's got like a.
Dead cat.
It's got like
That's his name.
You know those things that you see tied around the toes of like dead people. They're like the body tag thing. It's got one of those
Yeah.
tied around its paw.
Oh god. And it has Dead Cat written on
Yeah.
it, does it?
Yeah,
His name.
as if it's like.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, there we are. That's nice. It's all like.
Well, not really.
It's all like
Wouldn't
desiccated.
say that was
It's
nice.
horrible. Yeah.
Oh god.
What the hell? I want to
It's
hear
like
more
freeze-dried.
about your work, Duncan Chubb. But
Yeah.
probably don't. Yeah.
Freeze-dried cat.
Freeze dried, like those strawberries you get in
Yeah.
certain kinds of cereal.
Ooh.
Delicious.
I'm never eating that cereal ever again. Thanks for ruining that for me. Jesus. Desiccated cat. See, normally the only context you hear the word desiccated, I'm sure I've said this before, is mummies or coconut. It's never any other context, is it? Desiccated mummy or desiccated coconut. Never anything else.
No.
Very odd.
Okay, this is from Brian Nickel.
Oh.
Ahoy, greetings from Edinburgh. Today I was stuck on the bus in traffic due to all the tram fail going on in the city. I got on my phone, threw on the latest Yog Pod, blah 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 blah.
Oh, thanks.
After
Sounds
a while,
like he enjoyed it.
After a while, I burst into laughter and everyone turned to look at me, but I quickly recovered myself, almost as if nothing had happened. So, I mean, this is like a pretty common thing, isn't it? That people will listen to the Yog Pod on public transport
Mm.
and let us know
Which
how
is a
they've
terrible
embarrassed
thing to
themselves
do.
by laughing. Now, have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Have you ever like done anything like that?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I tend to listen to most of my podcasts and stuff whilst just sat in front of the computer, whilst like doing other shit.
I remember one
So-
time I did it on a plane because I was listening to. I can remember what I was listening to. I was listening to just when you're sitting on a plane, yeah. You know, you sometimes have a little TV or you have a little radio thing in your seat arm. I don't know if you've ever been on a plane, but you have like an armrest and it's got a radio built into it, and you like plug your headphones in there.
Oh my god,
And you can
sounds amazing.
Listen to stuff. You obviously have to pay about £7 for headphones if you buy them on the plane, but usually you can just bring your own and use them. So anyway, I plugged my headphones in, and there's like a little selection of radio stations you can listen to, and they're all kind of like hospital radio, in that
Oh,
they
God.
are pre-recorded
Terrible.
radio shows by terrible people.
Oh.
So it's like a 2-hour radio show. It's a bit like a podcast, I guess. With like Joe Wiley or some Radio 1 noob or some low-ranking
Steve Lamacq.
Steve Lamacq,
maybe?
yeah, some terrible DJ.
Uh,
Anyway, there was sort of a comedy radio bit, and it was like playing old stuff by like George Carlin and stuff like this. And obviously George Carlin, I'm
Oh,
a
right.
big fan of him. And I think I'd obviously been listening to it for a while, and I'd like, because to get like giggly, you have to have a quite a good build-up of comedy stuff. You can't just launch into laughing out loud on the bus like off nothing.
Lol.
It has to like build up.
So it's like there's like a few smirks, then a bit of inane grinning, a slight chuckle or two,
Yeah.
and then something will just catch you completely unawares, and you'll just start bursting into laughter.
Yeah. And I think it happened when I was listening to I think it like changed over and it was Eddie Izzard and he was making some jokes about Star Trek and stuff, and it was actually very funny. And it was sort of my sort of humour.
Star Trek joke.
Yeah. And I
You're such a nerd.
and I remember laughing like really embarrassingly in the middle of this plane. And normally planes are
Like a drain.
Like
I
a
think is the term, isn't it?
annoyingly. Planes are annoyingly noisy though, with a lot of background noise. So
Did you like go? Did you bray like a donkey?
Yeah.
Go, like that. That's the worst laughter.
That's how I normally laugh, yeah, when I'm in public transport. And I got the people around me were just like really offended, as if I'd like slapped them in the face.
Yeah.
And baby started crying. It was just a disaster. Anyway,
Because at the time, the in-flight movie was like that Holocaust movie. What was it called?
the one with
Steven
Hitler.
Spielberg one. No, not Downfall.
Sorry, the one with Hitler. Downfall. That's what I was thinking of. Obviously, a Holocaust movie without
Yeah,
Hitler in it.
not that.
No.
It'd be like a Yog Pod without you or I, Lewis.
Ah.
Basically, the Yog Pod is like the Holocaust. That's what I'm saying here. What's it fucking called? Schindler's List. That's it. Schindler's List was the in-flight movie, and you just start laughing like a drain. It's like a really harrowing moment in which, like, some Jewish woman gets raped or something.
Oh, God.
God. You're a monster. It's a harrowing rape scene.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone else listens to the radio though, so no one would have known.
Oh dear.
Okay. So this guy's still on the bus. He's been listening to the Yog Pod. And the thing is, if you start losing control, it starts becoming even more difficult to control, doesn't it? It's like if you get the keels at a funeral. It's that whole thing that it's just you can't come back from that once you've started. So anyway, after trying to cover my mouth from laughing, the girl sitting in front of me gave me a rather strange look, and I began to lose it. 10 to 15 minutes later, I've done my best to control myself, but some random person in the Yog Pod starts saying Yog Pod backwards, and after I've just taken a drink from my bottle of water, I managed to spray it all over the girl sitting in front of me.
No! Oh dear.
Everyone
That's
turned at
pretty
me,
bad.
and I apologised profusely,
Oh no.
and thought, oh shit, I've made a total tit of myself.
Well, you did.
So this was a long bus ride, and it had another 40 minutes to go.
Oh, man.
The Yog Pod was coming towards the end, and as I was turning it off, some old lady next to me who was getting off the bus was really slow, and I was stuck behind her. This is when Kenny Baker starts trying to tell me he was the dwarf inside R2-D2, and I burst into laughter again, and the old lady turned around to see what I was laughing at.
Oh dear.
This was where I was somewhat out of order, because she turned to face me, and instantly when I saw her face, I laughed even harder.
Oh
Really
no!
bad and got off the
Oh
bus.
no! That's bad. That's really bad.
Oh dear.
That poor old lady.
So he insulted an old lady, and spat water all over a girl.
I mean, the old lady might have had
God.
a really weird face, though. And, you can't really blame him if that was the case.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I'm an old man, and I've fallen over. I can't get up, but it's alright, because I've got me iPod, and I'm listening to the Yog Pod. Oh, me back. Oh God. Oh God.
That was pretty funny. Oh
That was
my
very
God.
funny. Okay, there's two big things that have been done this week. One of them is this guy called Timothy Stein, who has made a compilation of all the times we have said, the thing is, and I think it's probably mostly me
God.
actually saying, the thing is,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So that's playable. Would you like to listen to it?
I would love to. I'd love to listen to it. I can't really say that I notice you saying that all the time. I'm guessing you must do. If this guy has, like, you saying it 1,000,000 times or whatever.
Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna play it in 3, 2, 1, play. Thing is, Sips only gave me his phone number because I was supposed to use it to text him if there were problems with the website or something. It's like an emergency number.
Like, do not ever call me. Just text me.
Yeah. And
Don't
it
call.
took a lot of effort to get his number.
The thing is, right, it's called swine flu.
Oh God, I say it.
So you would think, okay, someone was working with pigs. The pigs were a bit ill. The flu virus jumped from the pig to the person, and he started infecting other people. But that's not actually what happened at all.
The thing is, most of our listeners don't listen to this. Like,
Thing is-
as soon as it's downloaded anyway. Oh, fuck off, Yoey.
This isn't
You're
going
just
very
rude to
well,
Yoey.
is it? The thing is, Dave is Lord of Devon, and he has changed the name of Devon by deed poll to Devon.
Thing
That
is,
was
though,
weird.
he'd use his other hand. He'd go and collect that dead hand, and it would be like,
Oh no!
what's that called when you use the dead? When you like sleep on your arm?
Oh
and then
no! Don't.
Dead
What's that
arm.
called? No, what's
That's
it
what
called
sailors
when
used
It's
you?
called a stranger.
Oh no!
You know,
no,
it's boring.
no.
I don't think it's called a stranger.
There is something called dead arm
Ugh.
syndrome.
It's got a name though.
Ugh. That poor leper.
Thing is, though, how does it work if you're? I haven't seen The Sixth Sense for a while, but how could I be talking to you? Would it be in my mind?
I'm dead too.
Oh right.
The thing is, back in like the 80s, the early 90s,
Fucking hell, we
Um,
say the thing
Village
is a lot,
people
don't
and
we?
George Michael, they weren't gay. They were normal.
This is
strapping
insane.
lads. They were married. They were fine, upstanding members of the community. And then all these horrible rumours surfaced, and it turns out that yes, they were all gay, and housewives across the country cried.
The thing is, they're sort of these elusive creatures who probably
You've
have to get
never
up at,
seen
like
a milkman.
4 o'clock in the morning, and then they're done by like, half past
Thing
7.
is,
They
thing
go,
is.
go to
It's a good
sleep.
job. It's a good job to have.
I've never
Good
met
honest
a
work.
milkman. Like, I've never met someone who works as a milkman.
Maybe one of our listeners is a milkman, or wants to be a milkman when he grows up. The thing is, we confuse David Tennant with the fictional character of Doctor Who. This is the
Yeah,
big problem.
We do very easily, whereas everyone else we sort of don't.
The thing is, he's already started working on Girl A, and he's slowly getting there. And if he just stops things with Girl A and he switches to Girl 2, then things could... I mean, if he doesn't really know Girl 2 that well, then it could take an awful lot of work to even get where he is right now with Girl Alpha. The thing is,
Oh
you'll
no!
end up putting like a pound
this is
worth
terrible.
of 2 pence pieces into it, and when it knocks off some from the
Thing
edge,
is-
you might get, say, 20p
The
back.
music's beautiful.
I mean, I don't really
so-
understand why people are so
It is.
excited about it, because it's
Thing is,
fucking
this
small
music is
change.
fucking.
I know.
It's money that I don't even carry around. I
Exactly.
don't carry around 2 pence pieces.
No.
What's the fucking point?
The thing is, I've known this to go both
Hannah
ways.
says it.
You go both
Hannah
ways.
says it.
No, I
There we
have
go, you
known
heard it
this
here
situation
first,
to go both ways.
Thing is, I mean, I'm quite
Oh.
a big guy. Let's be honest. So when I dress up as someone, I'm dressed up as a fat version of them.
Oh. Oh, awful. Oh my god.
That's
we're terrible,
amazing.
aren't we?
That is
we're
amazing.
terrible.
That is so amazing. I don't think it's a bad thing to say. I don't think that phrase is necessarily bad, though. Do you?
Well,
Also,
thing
in
is,
like
I think it comes across
30
quite badly.
episodes. I mean, that.
Quite repetitive.
You think so? It does when it's joined together
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Over the
But-
course of like a year and a bit, I guess it's not so bad. Or however long it's been.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not too bad. We say other things we oversay.
Oh god, I don't want to know. I
A
don't
lot.
want to know. If anyone notices things that it seems like we're repeating too much. Oh god, that was terrible. Was that even a fucking
Yeah,
sentence?
it was. That made sense. Don't let us know. No, let us know. Do let us know.
Yeah.
Don't
let
let
us-
us know.
Let us know, but only if you have really nice background music accompanying
Yeah.
a montage MP3
Yeah.
type thing.
Superb.
Thank you.
I'm an old man, and I've fallen over. I can't get up, but it's alright, because I've got me iPod, and I'm listening to the Yog Pod. Oh, me back. Oh God. Oh God.
Did you see the challenge responses from last week? It was to build a plane. Do you remember that? That was
It was a
time ago. That
long,
was
long,
last-
long time ago.
That was ages
Yeah.
ago.
but it was really
Thing
impressive.
is, people like get the challenges done really quick.
The idea I had was that people gave us awards. Like they made a website saying that the Yogpod and Yogscast have won a prestigious award.
Okay.
We're going
So
to
they
be
can-
made Knights of the Realm.
Yeah, okay.
Or
So if
anything
you
like that.
either want to mock up a certificate or a badge or a...
A badge. A badge.
I meant a medal. I didn't mean a
Like a
badge.
Cub Scout sort of badge.
That you'd sew on your arm. God, I'd love one of those,
It
actually.
would show that you're a Yognaut. Sort of like a Blue Peter badge. We should do our own version of the Blue Peter badge. It's a Jaffa cake. That's it. It's just a Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake badge.
Just held onto your lapel
Oh,
with a
what, a real
a paper
Jaffa cake?
clip.
Just pinned on
You like staple a real Jaffa cake
to your clothing.
to your
Okay.
chest,
Or your blazer lapel. I don't know.
to your bare chest.
Anyway, badges. I like the idea of badge. Design a badge or medal or some sort of award for the Yogpod. We want awards. Damn it.
Yes, that'd be great.
So I mean, did you see the planes, man? Did you see the best? I think the winner is definitely that guy who built the massive plane in his back garden from like a wheelbarrow and stuff.
Yeah, he didn't actually understand the challenge.
It was
They
absolutely
said, "Have you actually paid
was
attention to what they
utterly-
want?" No, let's do it. Let's build a plane.
It was so good.
It was
the best
amazing.
one. And thank you for everyone else who sent them in. We did look at them all and loved them all and
Thanks,
everything.
everyone.
We love you. Thank you. Executive producer this week? Do we have one?
Um,
Have you checked?
I'm just gonna go on the internet right now and check.
Okay.
So the date of the last podcast was June.
I know.
June.
I know.
My God.
Well, we've been making videos, and we're going to continue making videos. So the podcast might slow down a bit, but it depends. If we find ourselves talking a lot of crap, we might try and set aside a little bit of time to record a podcast every so often and be a bit better. Sorry, guys, we have been a bit lazy recently, but we're not stopping by any means.
Sorry.
By any means.
It's gonna be Carlos Larios,
Is it?
executive producer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Really? But he's already executive
Yeah.
producer.
Well, he's even more executive producer. He's an executive producer of production.
Who else have we got to thank for how much did he donate to win executive producer this time?
It was just under 15 Canadian dollars, and that was enough. We have to thank there's only been 3 donations in all that time. Can you believe it?
It's terrible.
After the
It's
June
terrible. It's
podcast,
not
we
good enough.
received 3 donations in like 2 months. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. We had to pay $140 for hosting. So just bear that in mind.
That's for a year
But-
though.
No, it's daily. It's daily. So-
The traffic that we
Yeah.
get through yogscast.com is extremely
Oh,
expensive to maintain.
It's unbelievable.
Additionally, we had to pay. What do we have to pay? We have to pay the upkeep on the podcast hosting. We have to pay the
Wear and
upkeep
tear
the
on
server.
microphones.
Oh God, we've lost so much money on
God.
microphones. You're like recording on like
Yeah.
your 4th one this month or something. You just destroy
Yeah.
them. Oh goodness me.
I buy like Asda Smart Price microphones.
Oh fuck. Okay. Thanks
Have
for
to
listening.
thank
Oh,
Jack Franklin and Katie Caps. Thank you,
Okay.
Jack Franklin and Katie Caps.
they're the other people who donated. Okay,
Thank
thanks
you,
guys.
$5 each. Cheers. Thank you.
Love
Love you.
you, yes. And we will see you in the future. Goodbye. I love you.
Goodbye.
This is Michael McDonald and I listen to the Yog Pod all day. This is Michael McDonald and I listen to the Yog Pod all day.
Yes, this is Mr. Burns, and I think the Yog Pod is excellent.
I think that one's good. The Mr. Burns. This is Michael McDonald and I listen to the Yog Pod all day. Who is Michael McDonald?
I don't know, but he's...
What is going on?
This is Michael McDonald and I listen to the Yog Pod all day.
What the fuck?
What is that?
I've got no idea. No idea.
This is Michael McDonald and I listen to the Yog Pod all day. Oh, goodness me.
Hello, and welcome to TTT.
So this was when you posted on Facebook that you wanted people to send in their own versions of little...
Artist liners, they're called, Lewis. That's the phrase that you're struggling for in the darkness of your ignorance.
And so who are these from?
Peter Maserati.
So he's not called Michael McDonald?
No, he's not called Malcolm McDonald. This is Malcolm McDonald and I listen to the Yog Pod all day. No, it's not him. What a fucking weirdo. But they were good. Oh, God.
I don't know who Michael McDonald is. Malcolm McDonald. Michael McDonald.
Hi! I'm an 1980s hairband singer, and I like to listen to the Yog Pod. Yow!
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey, I'm a big fat Italian from New York. When I'm not telling everybody how bad their fucking pizza sucks, I like to listen to the Yog Pod, alright?
He kind of fancies himself, this guy, as a bit of a...
He does, as a
bit
little
of person,
impressionist.
doesn't he? He's a bit of a person. He's got ideas. We're going to have to use these, you realise. He's put literally minutes of effort into this.
This is the beginning and the end of the Yog Pod.
What's that supposed to be? Is that a reference to something?
It's called Marrowgear. Marrowgar.mp3. So I guess it's a reference to the thing.
First boss of Ice Crown.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it? It's a bit strange. Okay. To the next one. Oh fuck! This is. Hang on.
Did you think we had forgotten? Did you think the Yog Pod had forgiven?
What? What? Is that it?
Yeah, it must be quoting something, probably like another fucking World of Warcraft boss.
Did you
That's
think
it.
we had forgotten? Did you think we had forgiven? What is that? What is that? I don't get that.
I don't know. It's really weird, isn't it?
Thank you for that. Did people not
Thank
get the
you.
brief
Who was that?
when you described what you
Jake
wanted? Did you
Railton.
just say, "Could you please spaz into your microphone"? Is that what you said
Pretty
when
much
you
what I said.
requested
Yeah,
these
pretty
things?
much. Okay, I got one from James Goodman that you've replied to. So you must have heard this one before. Okay, James Goodman.
You're listening to the Yog Pod. Yog Pod.
See, that's good. That's good. I like that a lot. It's the kind of thing we want, man. That.
It's so deadpan. You're listening to the Yog Pod. The Yog Pod. The Yog Pod. Listen to the Yog Pod. Robin Reggiani. He's done a few. He's done a few of them. Oh my god.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Yog Pod.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Yog Pod.
Hi, I'm a really old man, and I like listening to the Yog Pod. Oi, Grandad, what are you doing at that PC? It's mine. Get off it now.
He's a really old man. Sounds like he's from Liverpool or something. You know, he sounds like a member of the Beatles.
Or maybe the only old men that Robin Reggiani knows are all Liverpudlian, maybe. You didn't think of that? Okay. Yo sup, darkies. So here is my liner, inverted commas. It makes me think of Dr. Evil. Here is my liner. Feel free to pay me for my good work. Lost my lame DLL, so it's a WAV. What does that mean? Technical mumbo jumbo and gibberish.
I don't know.
You're listening to the Yog Pod.
Is that it?
What the fuck?
What was that?
It's 1 second long. You're fucking kidding me. Hang on, let's listen to this again, just in case you missed it somehow.
You're listening to the Yog Pod. You're listening to the Yog Pod. You're listening to the Yog Pod.
Well, thanks for that. Thanks, Matt Rawcliffe. You've put a lot of effort into that.
That was awesome. That must have taken him longer to, save than to record.
Right-click Save As took longer than the actual recording. Anyway, Nick Fuckface sends us this lovely story about the Yog Pod challenge that we did ages ago about the shaking up a can of pop.
Right.
And he says, "Good afternoon, my main man Lewis. Today, the purpose of this email is to inform you of something that happened recently in my life after hearing Simon challenge my manly authority by saying that if I had the balls to record myself shaking up a soda can really well and having a friend record me..." Oh, that's it. He doesn't know how to construct a sentence. Okay, that's it.
Like most of our listeners,
Okay.
yeah.
Immediately, I rung up a few friends and said, "Hey, want to come over to my house and quickly help me with something?" Of course they rejected, since most of them do not like me, after I showed them your Yog Pod. Anyway, I thought, okay, well this will be terrible, since I have no one to record me, and you will just think I am a nutter. But then I remembered, I have a sister. She is about 14 years old, I am 17. I said, "Hey, come over here and record this for me, I need it for a science assignment." I guess since she was doing nothing, she accepted and held the camera for me.
Right.
So she starts recording me, and I say, "Hello, I'm Dave Yognort, and I have the balls." I immediately tossed the can at a wall in order for it to be a legit test.
Hang on, stop.
Right? Here we go.
Hello, I am Dave Yognort, and I have the balls. That is now our official phrase.
That should be our new...
I have the balls.
I am Dave Yognort, and I have the balls.
Wow.
That's amazing. So he tosses the can of cola, or whatever it is, at the wall in order to shake it up. So he throws it at the wall. I have the balls! Throws it at the wall. Suddenly, the can starts shrieking. Me and my sister quickly look at each other in shock. I begin to make my way towards the can to tap it, in order to continue with the test, I guess. And I hear a loud banging noise from the can. I am scared. I am nervous, I am sweating, and my sister is laughing while recording me watching this
nervous.
Can screech and make loud banging noises. I leap towards the can and grab hold of it. The can starts resisting my grasp. I hold on as tightly as I can and annihilate the top of the can. I grab the little handle while the can shakes furiously and screeches at me.
Handle?
I don't know what he's talking about.
What kind of can is this?
I've no idea. Handle. And he annihilates the top of the can.
This is a nightmare.
Anyway, he says, I grab the little handle while the can shakes furiously and screeches at me, and without thinking, I pull the handle. Oh, he means the tab on the top, I guess. You ready for this?
No.
The can explodes. Giant beams of Coca-Cola shoot all over my room. One surges towards my sister and blows a hole in her head, killing her instantly. My house begins to fall apart. I hear the loudest noise I have ever heard in my life. I slowly turn around to see a rip in the space-time continuum. It is sucking in everything it can. My neighbours, my pets, my house, my sister's corpse, my property, my street, my region, my city, my state, my country, Australia, and then it overloaded and exploded. All that was left was a small island, me and my computer and video camera. A single tear was running down my eye as I thought about the things I would never do again, the people I would never see again. I then went on my computer and began this email. In conclusion, no, tapping the top of a soda can will not stop it from exploding if it is shaken. It does not work. Do not try it ever, okay? Sincerely, a true Australian Yogpod fan.
Thanks, Nick.
That's Nick Fuckface. And then he's got a PS. PS, my sister didn't even record what the fuck, stupid bitch.
That's not very nice.
It's not a nice thing to say about your dead sister. Jesus.
No, you shouldn't do that. It's terrible. Well,
we got there in the end, finally reading out this email after many months.
Can you see why I didn't read that one out before, though? I mean, you are scraping the bottom of the poo barrel, basically.
Brilliant. It's delicious, creamy poo, and I'm happy to rub it over my face.
I am Dave Yognort, and I have the balls.
Oh, God. I mean, that's good, isn't it? Come on. I am Dave Yogbod and I have the balls. Okay, I've got some more. There's some more liners. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Okay.
Francesco Borg Bonacci, which is the weirdest fucking... Everyone's got a weird name if they're not English.
Yep.
I always find that. Isn't that strange how, to me, an English person, non-English names seem weird?
You are listening to the Yogpod.
Serial killer in the making. Thank you, Francesco.
Oh, goodness, it's terrifying.
Francesco. Whatever. I think he's Italian with a name like that. Joaquim. It's another Joaquim. I don't think it's our Joaquim, though. It's a different one.
You are listening to the
Yogpod.
You are listening to the
Yogpod.
You are listening to the
Yogpod.
I like the way you felt the need to play that 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I liked it when it was just 1. 2, okay.
I thought it was good. Thank you, Joaquim. Janso.
I think it's good.
Janso.
I like it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Casper. This is his weird email. Casper Lurkson. Possibly is his name. I recorded the phrase, "You are listening to the Yogpod normally," then reversed it and taught myself how that sounded. Okay?
Right, okay. That's amazing.
So he's learned how to phonetically say, "You're listening to the Yogpod" backwards, and then he recorded that and reversed it. So he's actually got him saying it the right way round, but it's going to sound weird because he actually said it backward and then he recorded it and then reversed it.
Okay.
Which is just, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I do not even know. So hang on, we're going to have to listen to this beautiful, beautiful, magnificent shit.
You are listening to on.
Oh my fucking god, that is terrifying! That is terrifying. So the first one is him saying it backwards, and the one that I just played, is him
Right, yeah, I got that. Yeah.
reversing him saying it backwards. So it's like something out of fucking Twin Peaks. Let's listen to that again. Hang on.
0.5 we. You are listening to on.
I love it. It's brilliant.
That's how deaf people talk, isn't it? That makes me feel just a little bit weird. So that's Casper. Casper Larkerson.
Well, that's hilarious. I love that
You
one.
are
Wow.
listening to the Yogpod.
Yeah, I love it.
See, it took me literally seconds to do it myself, and you went to all the effort of learning how to say it backwards. Oh, that is genius. That is absolutely genius. He's from Denmark. Bless him. Someone has to be. It's a brilliant one. It could be me doing it. It's that good. Hang on. It's from Oliver Halsworth Baines, who's I actually remember. He's on Facebook. He's a friend on Facebook.
All right, okay.
Oliver Halsworth Baines. It's not a name you forget in a hurry, is it?
It's a good,
Oliver
it's a good
Halsworth
British
Baines.
name. Normal name.
Hello, I am Oliver Halsworth Baines. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. He's a lord. He lives in like a mansion.
You are listening to the Yogpod. Pod.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Oliver. Pod. Thank you, Oliver. Pod.
Thank you, Oliver. That's good. I liked that one. That's very good. Very professionally done. And perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. That fits the job spec.
Wow.
You know this. This is Malcolm McDonald. Or any of this. This is Michael McDonald.
It's funny because, I mean, Peter Mazziotti did loads of good liners. He did like 8 liners in total. Yet that is the one that we're going to remember.
Yeah, that is the one we're going to remember
I'll
forever.
be singing that on my deathbed.
Hello, this is Kenny Baker, and I listen to the Yogpod.
That is just weird.
You want to say, this is Kenny Baker, and then what he's famous for?
Hello, this is Kenny Baker. I'm famous for being a dwarf, and I listen.
No.
Hello.
God, I can't do it now.
Hello, this is Kenny Baker, and I'm famous for being the dwarf who was inside of R2-D2 in the Star Wars franchise of movies, and I listen to the Yogpod.
So what's happened since the last podcast? I think we've actually got a new government for a start.
Yeah, we've got a new
Here in the
government,
UK.
and summer has been and gone in Britain.
Yeah.
It's been all
It's
changed.
a miserable day outside, but it was lovely last week, and I'm sure the sunny weather will come back. It'll be fine.
It's so fucking British talking about the weather. We could be talking about politics, but it's like, oh no.
Yeah. So our new
Oh.
Prime Minister is called Dave.
Yeah.
I think he's like the first Dave to be Prime Minister.
Really?
Kind of cool. I think I
Really?
heard that somewhere. Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
All of them before have all been called a bit more posh things.
Like Clement,
Yeah, and
Winston,
William,
Margaret.
Edward. Has there ever been a Prime Minister Simon, do you think?
No, there hasn't, and there never will be. There's a law that was passed. The Queen decided that she didn't like the name Simon. You may have noticed she never named any of her children Simon, which just goes to prove my case.
Nor Lewis, though, either.
No, that's a good point. Maybe she doesn't like Lewis either.
There's been a lot of Prime Ministers called Robert and William and Edward and Henry.
Spencer.
Herbert Henry Asquith.
Mm.
Stanley Baldwin, Ramsay MacDonald, Neville Chamberlain,
There's a lot of Williams. What's going on?
Anthony Eden, Edward Heath, Harold Wilson.
David Lloyd George. Oh fuck.
Oh no, really?
I didn't realise his first name was
David Lloyd George. Damn.
Shit.
I don't think anyone referred
So
to
this
him
is the
as
second.
Dave,
It's the second Dave.
Oh well, we were wrong.
You heard it here first. The Yogpod even, was wrong about something. Rarely happens. We're often so on the ball and so factually accurate. So do you think David Cameron is a Yognaut? Or a Yognaut?
Oh.
Even.
I think so. Yeah, I think he probably could.
I'm friends with Nick Clegg on Facebook.
Are you?
He's my Island Paradise neighbour. Yeah.
What's his island look like?
It's quite boring. It's quite bland and boring and uninteresting.
Like him?
Much like the new government. Oh, I wouldn't have gone that far. He's quite.
I knew that was
quite a nice, charismatic man. There's something of the Blair about him.
Well, there we are. There is a little bit, I suppose.
I steal his pineapples. You see, what he does is he doesn't actually look after his island very much. He obviously doesn't log on to Island Paradise because he's busy running the country. So I steal his pineapples.
I think there wasn't going to be anything not helping out there at all. I like the way he plants pineapples.
No.
Because they're like a long
sometimes
crop,
I
you can come back to them.
I restore his withered crop.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I steal
that's
them.
Nice of you. So, what else is there to talk about in the news? The BP oil leak.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I have heard about it. It's quite a big fucking deal.
It's been going on for about.
It's kind of funny because an
now.
awful lot of America
But-
doesn't give a shit about it, and yet it is just going to royally fuck over part of their country, and it's like they don't care. They just don't care. I mean, it's kind of ironic because like a lot of America doesn't give a shit about the rest of the world unless there's oil there, and now they don't give a shit about part of their own country because there is oil there. I don't understand. There's some bizarreness about the bizarrarity.
Well, it started
It's all a bit
40 days
bizarre.
ago, and apparently they're now reporting that it's been like stopped. But the thing is,
Unfortunately, another 4 leaks have sprung up on the ocean bed.
have they?
But apart from that, it's over. It's over. They just got to clean up, and then it's just done. Just ignore the other cracks in the bottom of the sea. What would you do if you had a bucket of oil?
What do you mean if I had a bucket of oil?
Would you try and sell it? You got a bucket of oil, right?
A bucket of oil?
It's your birthday.
Right. Just one
And
bucket.
I'm like, happy birthday, Lewis. And I hand
So hang
over a
on,
bucket
hang
of
on.
oil.
We've flown over to wherever this thing's happening, Mississippi River Delta, right? And we've got our buckets, and we've been bucketing out some oil, and we've got loads of buckets of oil.
Yeah.
A big pile of buckets of oil.
Yeah. So what do we do with it? What do we
Right.
do with all these buckets that we've got?
Well, can we? I guess we can't take them as hand luggage.
Oh god, it'd be a bit
back home.
awkward getting them back. I imagine that there's probably a law against carrying,
Open buckets
I
of
kind
oil.
of think of it like petrol, but it's not actually petrol, is it? Petrol doesn't come out of the fucking ground.
No. Obviously, anyone who's done a bit of science knows that you have to go through this thing called fractional distillation to extract petroleum. So the thing is,
Chemistry nerd.
we've got lots of sort of buckets of black sticky oil, and what are we going to do with it? There's not a lot we can do. I mean, in fact, it's pretty much worthless, because it costs like it's so cheap, relatively speaking. A bucket of oil, maybe what's that going to be? A bucket, like 5 litres in a bucket?
I mean, I guess when
How
you
much
think
is it
about it,
worth
oil
per
is
bucket of oil?
It is pretty cheap because like bottled water's more expensive, much more expensive than fucking oil.
Than petrol. Yeah. Actually, it's about the same these days.
You may as well just take loads of bottled water back home. It'd be easier getting it on the fucking plane, I imagine.
Probably. No, actually, it won't be. What are you talking about? You can't take bottled water on the plane. Have you ever been to an airport, Simon?
Of course you can.
There's like
can't you?
millions of bottles of.
They not
no,
let you-
no, because it might be like It might
can
be like
say-
liquid explosive, man. It's a common way of bringing
Oh right.
of explosives onto the
Whereas
plane.
oil, we could just say no, it's chocolate fondue stuff. That's all
they
it is.
probably wouldn't allow that
And then
either,
I
though.
dip my finger into it and I go,
Could you?
stick it in my mouth and suck on my finger. Delicious. I give like a cheeky little grin as I do
Your
it.
fingers just all sticky and oh my god,
Yeah.
delicious.
And I get some of my shirt and I have to like take my shirt off. I'm like, oh
God, you'll be like a bird covered in oil after a very short period of time. You'll be like rolling around on the ground.
I'm like a bird
People will be
covered
soaping you
in
down.
oil.
Oh god, they should make that song. That should be like a charity song. So yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. I think if we did have like a load of buckets of oil, it would just be worth about 25p per bucket. You know, it wouldn't be worth anything.
There was like this graph or chart that I saw about how expensive different like liquids are.
Oh yeah, printer ink is like the most expensive liquid known to man.
Yeah, it's more expensive than like pedigree horse semen, which is like the second most expensive.
Pedigree horse
on there.
semen. Goodness me.
Yeah, I mean human blood is on the list, but like horse semen is like one of the higher things.
You think
on
like
there.
caviar, like Russian beluga caviar would be high up on there, but that's not really a liquid, I suppose, is it?
No,
It's a little bit liquidy.
you know your
have to
caviar, don't
spoon
you?
it.
You are quite the foodie.
I'm not really that.
Have you ever tasted the pedigree horse semen?
Oh, yeah.
Probably tastes a lot like caviar.
It's a delicacy.
It's like this salty, horrible mess. You like scoop some up, you put it on a cracker. You're like, delicious.
No. It'll be served in like a little tiny glass thimble, you know, on like a big plate, you know, in a restaurant.
Oh,
It'll be
God.
like a course. Because in really, really posh restaurants, you have like 7
Oh.
or 8 courses, and they're all like a little, like, saucer
The horse
of
semen course.
green foam. Yeah, you know, you'll have a
Which
horse
is-
semen.
Is that after the main course?
Human blood is one of them.
Or
Printer ink.
oh, really?
Printer ink is
Printer
dessert.
ink. That's probably the dessert. Yeah.
Very expensive stuff. It's exclusive.
Oh, hello. I'm Tina Barrett, formerly of S Club 7. I still have yet to release my debut solo album because it's not really going very well. But in the meanwhile, I like to listen to the Yog Pod. Oh, it's really good. Oh, Lewis and Simon are really amazing. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I don't know why I said goodbye there. I just felt like it was polite. Recently, though, like, I was talking about this to Hannah, like, it's actually cheaper to buy a new printer than it is to buy a printer ink cartridge sometimes. Because obviously these printers are, like, on offer and they come with a few free ink cartridges.
Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous?
So, lots of people, like, I have about 3 printers, just the old printers in the garage, from where I actually went into the shop to buy an ink cartridge and found that the printer and an ink cartridge was actually cheaper.
It's got to be bad for the environment, though, isn't it? People just keep buying printers all the
Yeah.
time.
Well, maybe we should, like, do something with them. I don't know, like, open a print shop or something. But then again, you just need more ink for that, so you have to buy more printers. I don't know what you'd be able to
You
do.
just end up with like infinite printers. Christ. Oh my god.
So going off a bit of a tangent here, I was in a shopping centre in Reading with Hannah, and we were walking around. And
Why were you with
obviously we were like
Hannah?
trying to kill
Was
some
it just
time.
the two of you?
Yeah, just the 2 of us.
What are you doing with? Why are you hanging out with Hannah alone?
Anyway,
Why
we're
was
trying
no
to kill
vibe?
some. We're trying
Don't
to kill some
understand.
time, and before the evening. And
What were you
we
gonna
walking
do in
around
the
shopping centre,
evening?
going in some of these like
What were
little
you?
shops.
What's
looking
going
at
on, Lewis?
stuff. Nothing, Tone. Don't read anything into this. Just a totally normal. Look, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is we were going into all these shops, like the Swarovski crystal shop, just looking at stuff and blah blah blah. All these little fancy shops.
Crystal shops.
Oh, it's quite a good little gift shop to buy stuff. My mum likes these little crystal hedgehogs and things. Anyway, we went into the Disney shop,
Right.
okay, which I haven't been into, I don't think ever. And I was like, as soon as what would you expect to find in the Disney store, Simon?
Like lots of cuddly toys of Tigger.
Exactly. That's what I was expecting to find.
Shit, basically.
Just little toys, little princess carriages, stuff like that, you know? That's what I thought would be in there.
Mm.
Do you know what was
But-
actually in there?
Twilight merchandise.
No, that was in pretty much every other shop ever. What was in the Disney shop was racks and racks of kids' underwear.
Ah.
With like Disney stuff on them. And there were so many. They were like, you could buy literally, there was girl underwear.
Like thongs.
No, it was like little girls, like one-piece bikini thing. Not bikini, one-piece like swimming costume
That's a bit
thing.
weird.
And it was, there were so many of them that I just felt really, really uncomfortable. If I was in there on my own, as like a mid-20s man, like single man, I think I would have been like arrested or something because
Boy man.
you couldn't turn around without seeing some sort of children's lingerie.
Lingerie?
It was weird. With like Winnie the Pooh on the front or something. Man, it was you have to go in there. Actually, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd probably never see you again. You'd be on like the child sex offenders register or something. But
Oh God.
good God, it was terrible. I suggest no one ever go in the Disney store unless you want to dress your 3-year-old girl up in some sort
Yeah, I mean the thing is, we've got
Tigger bikini.
listeners who have children. I'm sure they're like, what's all the
We
fuss
do, that's
about?
right.
You know, I often go into the Disney shop and I buy my young daughter some pants.
It's what you get most of your kids' clothing from, apparently. Well, no, but it wasn't clothing. It was only underwear and like swimming costumes. I don't know whether we went in like a really specific branch of the Disney store.
Well, it is clothing.
But there
to
wasn't
be
any
fair.
like jumpers or jeans, nothing like that, you know? It was all undergarments.
Just pants.
Just knickers
Weird.
and pants.
Well, that was a bit weird. That was a weird.
I just thought I had
I
to
don't know
tell
why
you
you
that.
felt the need to share that.
I thought I had to tell you
Well,
that.
thanks.
If any of our
Thanks a lot,
Yognauts
Frank.
go into it, see like a Disney shop, you know, don't feel the need to go in there because it's just. Do you reckon like you go into certain shops when you're a certain age though, with your certain like family, like Quadrant? Have you ever been in Quadrant?
I've never heard of Quadrant in my life.
It's like a I think it's like a chain. It might not be a chain though. It's like a sort of slightly elderly people shop and furniture and blinds. It's a bit like Debenhams.
So they sell old people there.
No, but my nan loves it. So I think the clothing is like slightly aimed towards the older
They sell
lady.
faggots.
Oh, lovely faggot.
Yeah, they do.
Bless her. Lovely meaty gravy.
Oh,
Mmm.
yum yum.
I'm an old man, and I've fallen over. I can't get up, but it's alright, because I've got me iPod, and I'm listening to the Yog Pod. Oh, me back. Oh God. Oh God.
That was pretty funny. Oh
That was
my
very
God.
funny. So Gary Coleman, poor old Gary Coleman has died.
What you talking about, Lewis?
Oh, Gary, hello. How are you doing, man? I thought you were dead.
Oh God, I am dead. I'm a ghost. Hello?
You have to explain to me what you're really famous for.
I'm famous for being a dwarf. Like everyone on the fucking Yog Pod.
Oh, God.
Hello, Lewis. I'm Gary Coleman.
Did you make a lean mean grilling machine? Is that what you're famous for?
That's George Foreman.
Oh,
Yeah, Lewis, get it right.
sorry.
Jeez.
I thought that was you for some reason.
I think the only thing Gary Coleman made was the headlines when he died.
Is he actually a dwarf?
No, he's basically a babby. He's a grown man, but he's a babby forever.
Oh, he's like a
There's a name for it.
So he did have some sort of congenital disease, though, which stunted his growth.
Yeah, stuntism.
So he's only about
That's what it's
4
called.
foot 8 or something.
Stuntedness.
So he is actually a dwarf. Oh my god! Everyone on this fucking show is a dwarf. What the hell? Can we
I'm a
not find
dwarf.
a ghost dwarf? So tell me about your life, Gary.
I'm more interested in my death. I'm Gary Coleman.
Oh God. He was in
He's got a
he
strange
was actually
voice.
in Avenue Q. Have you seen Avenue Q?
Oh, the internet is for porn. That one.
Yeah. Very famous. It's like it uses Muppets, doesn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't know what it's like
Yeah.
on Broadway. Does it actually use Broadway? Does it use Muppets on Broadway as well?
I assume it does. Yeah. It's part of the cast. So what was Gary Coleman? Well, we could ask. Well, we could ask him, but I don't think he knows.
Oh, hang on. I don't think he actually was in there. I think he was parodied
Oh,
in it, but he gave
Brilliant.
permission apparently.
that's very good of him. I mean, of course, he didn't have to.
He was considered to play the role, but he decided. Oh, hang on. No, in 2005, Coleman announced his intention to sue Avenue Q for their depiction of him.
Oh, he gave his permission, did he? That's why he was suing them. So hang on, he was going to sue them, and then he died.
No. He decided not to
suspicious.
sue them. I think they must have paid him off
Oh,
or something.
He decided to die instead.
No. That was like 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Do you expect me to sue? No, Gary Coleman. I expect you to die. Oh no!
Apparently, he fell and hit his head, and that's what killed him.
Oh,
Gary.
that's unfortunate. You would have thought, because he's so short, that his head wouldn't have fallen that far down,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't have hurt him so much. But alas, no.
That's a bit sad, isn't it? I don't think that's very funny.
I don't give a shit. Who gives a fucking shit about Gary Coleman anyway? I literally do not care if he lives or dies.
That's not very nice, Simon.
Sorry, Gary Coleman, with your strange fucking voice.
Ghost Gary Coleman. What the hell?
Ghost Gary Coleman.
So, Ghost Gary
Exclusive
Coleman,
interview.
what's the ghost world like?
It's like the living world, only it's shadowy and silver.
Have you met any other ghosts?
I met Michael Jackson's ghost.
Right, how was he?
He touched me.
Oh God!
I don't get it, because Gary Coleman, you're like 40 years old or something. Why would Michael Jackson want to touch you? I don't get it. Can you explain it to me, Lewis? I don't understand.
Because of his childlike qualities, I believe, Simon.
His stature, his childlike stature.
I don't think we need to explain that joke. Fuck me. That was very, very funny, though. I think we could
I
have
didn't get it.
scripted that. Oh, man.
I did actually script that, just in case you were going to talk about Gary Coleman. Why are we talking about Gary fucking Coleman?
Because you have to celebrate these people's lives, you know. They're never going to do
Gary
anything else. There's
Coleman.
never going to be a remake of Different Strokes, is there, now? He's dead.
Well, there might be. Like, Michael
know.
Bay might buy the rights
It's
to
like
it.
Jade Goody. She's gone. There's no more Jade Goody-related news.
Oh, thank God.
Doesn't Michael Bay basically do horrible, horrible, horrible films?
Yeah, but, I mean, it would liven up Different Strokes, wouldn't it, if he did it? Actually make it interesting. Just random explosions now and again.
Gary Coleman.
I like his ghost voice. So, Gary, is there any, what's the news from the ghost world? I mean, why aren't you allowed to move on? Have you got some unfinished business or something?
I really needed the toilet when I died.
Right? So, how do we solve...
I need to do a ghost poo.
Right. How do we get that organised? Is there some sort of a ghost toilet we can take your remains to in a sort of supernatural way and then, like, you know, flush them down the toilet?
Yes.
I love Supernatural. They're always doing some bullshit like that, aren't they? You know, they have to find the remains. There's
Yeah.
always some bit of the remains that's left over, and they have to like fucking burn it or something. I don't know. Jesus Christ! And they always like burn it like on a lighter.
Burn and
with,
salt
like,
the
a little-
bodies, Lewis.
Yeah,
Get it
salt
right.
the bodies. Sorry.
Jeez.
Right. So we're gonna have to go on a road trip to. Maybe we could like
Burn
combine.
and salt Gary Coleman's dead body.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
We can collect some oil while we're there.
Yeah, that's what we could burn him with. See, there is a use for it after all.
Yeah, a couple of buckets. He'll go up like a house on fire.
Gary Coleman.
Actually, he only needs like half a bucket. Will probably do the job. It's only a small man.
Because he's so small.
Waste it.
That's the joke.
Warming and stuff. Economy.
Hello, I am Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth II, and this yolk pot is by royal appointment. Hello, hello, hello. One fancies a Jaffa cake.
Right, so a lot of people have mentioned actually that we didn't do a challenge.
Oh,
on the
Yogpod
last
30th
which was a mistake,
anniversary
but
spectacular.
don't worry, we didn't forget about it. Some people did some excellent treasure hunting videos and photos.
Nothing there. No.
Who was that? That was Robin, wasn't it?
It's the lovely Robin, yeah.
Nothing there.
Nothing
That was
there.
lovely. And someone convinced their kid brother to like.
I thought that was his son.
I don't think so.
You can
It might
check
be
them all
li-
out at
little cousin.
yogscast.com.
Yeah, we posted them
FYI.
all on the site, so you might have to scroll down a bit through a lot of bum fluff, like the meeting Warwick Davis and stuff, which was amazing. God.
And the Star Trek Photoshop.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
Star Trek Photoshop. Lots of people have been sending in lots of good stuff. So we need a new challenge. What's the
Mhm.
challenge going to be this time?
What's the challenge? We haven't really thought about this, have we?
I had an
Shit.
idea. I had an idea.
Oh God.
Well, my Uncle Dan. All right, just prepare yourself for an anecdote here. My Uncle Dan, who's not
Oh,
really my
fuck.
uncle, he lives in Canada.
Okay.
And he is he's a nice chap, bit weird and eccentric. He likes to build airfix models of like planes and things.
Of course he does.
Which is like a
Of course he
forgotten art, really, isn't it? It's like before like consoles, you know, the generation before computer games. Kids played with airfix models, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the sort of people who... I mean, if you've ever painted like a Warhammer model, you're almost there. You're almost at airfix. What do you get? Like a cardboard box full of plastic bits of...
Yeah. Really cheap looking.
Plastic trays with like...
You have to break off bits of plastic.
Yeah, and then stick them together with super glue, pretty much. Or clip them together, and they fit together in a sort of 3D jigsaw into like an aeroplane, you know, like a Spitfire or something. That's sort of the classic one. We have to explain this because a lot of people won't know what the fuck airfix is, you know. Anyway, my Uncle Dan built the world's smallest... Oh shit, I'm gonna have to find it. It's just so fucking stupid.
Is he in the Guinness Book of Records? Because this is what it sounds like.
He tried to submit it to the Guinness Book of Records, but they turned him down.
Oh. Oh. Oh God. It was so
You'll agree with me.
uninteresting.
Here we are, yes. Okay. He has built, okay, get this, the world's smallest cross-sectional airliner model of a Vickers Vanguard plane, right?
A Vickers Vanguard plane.
Okay, it's motorized. He's got little motors in it.
Oh.
And just look at this video.
How big is it?
It's not very big. It's like,
well, the thing is, we can't actually show people on audio this.
I'll link it.
Plane. So
I'll
we
link
have
it
to
when the
describe
pod
it.
comes out.
No, we have to describe it.
Can you
though.
describe this then?
So it's 1 to 144th scale.
Yeah. So it's 144
God.
times smaller than a real plane, and he.
So it doesn't fly around. It's just on a stick. It's a tiny plastic plane on a stick.
Yeah.
It's got all these seats inside. It's got flashing lights over it. the things are moving around. What are they called? The engine things.
Propellers.
Propellers, that's it, yeah.
Propellers, yeah. Props.
Mad props to your uncle, who's not really your uncle, for coming up with this. That's fascinating.
So he made this, basically, from like an Airfix model, but he cut away the sides, and he made all the seats individually by, like, snapping off little bits of plastic and, like, super gluing them in.
108 seats. Each seat is made up of 7 parts. Holy shit!
And painted in 3 colours.
Oh my god. Just out of interest, is he married?
No.
No, of course he's not. Oh god, he lives by himself.
Anyway, my uncle
he's got like
has
an
made this
attic
plane.
or something completely devoted to his Airfix models, his collection of toys.
Yeah.
He's probably got like some
Look at
trains,
the comments.
model trains as well.
Look at the comments and read the first comment.
This was a joy to watch. In 1980, I flew on Europe Aero Services, a V952 FBVUY, and most of the AC cabin was still intact, including the bulkhead decorations and the laminated maple leaf designs in the washroom doors. I must say the Vanguard was a rumbling giant. In cruise you could feel vibration waves travelling down that long fuselage. Still, I am pleased to have had the experience.
Oh my god.
Isn't that a wonderful comment? Anyway, I want people to watch this video, leave comments, nice comments. No horrible comments, alright? I'm going to be furious if people start insulting my uncle. He's a nice man.
Your nephew is a fag.
Always be nice to me. Do not write that. He's a lovely man. I want everyone to watch this video, leave nice comments, and I think the challenge should be...
You have to create a little model.
Make a plane, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Make a plane out of,
toilet roll,
household rubbish.
Sticky back plastic.
Blue Peter style.
Yogpod Airlines.
A Yogpod Airlines
We want
plane.
a little plane.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
If me and Lewis get shrunk down, and we're like tiny little people, the size of a pinhead, then we want a special plane so that we can travel around the living room.
Yeah.
The living room of Yogpod Towers, where we live together.
And I want you to make ideally, I want you to make a video of it against a blue towel background like this one is, and put it on YouTube and say it's the world's smallest Yogpod plane, or the world's do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then apply for
Guinness Records.
Like my uncle
They'd love
did.
that, wouldn't
I can't
they?
believe he contacted Guinness Book of Records. He was really disappointed as well, and I was like, well, it's a bit of a specific category for a world record, isn't it? World's smallest motorised cutaway airliner.
Poor man.
Yeah.
And they said no,
Anyway.
we've got to draw the line somewhere. I mean, we got a man who eats baked beans with a fucking cocktail stick. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But your stuff, your little Yogpod airliner, no, we're not allowing
So
that.
that's the challenge this week. Make a Blue Peter style Yogpod plane. Videos are best, but pictures are amazing too. Pictures would be fantastic too. And we'll put them all on the site. And the best one, what does the best one win?
I don't know. Does anyone ever win anything from these things? You say that they'll win, but they don't actually ever receive anything. Glory. You'll win glory. And a mention on the Yogpod.
And the best one wins. All right.
And that's worth it.
So who won the last one, by the way? Who won the hole digging?
Oh God.
Nothing there.
Robin's legs win.
Yeah, that cheered me and Simon up immensely.
There's nothing pervy about it. Okay, well there is a little bit, but no. The one with the kid in was awesome, and the guys who used fireworks was pretty cool.
The fireworks are awesome. Those guys
Honourable
who basically dug a trench, massive time team trench in their garden. I could just see their mother's face, just being furious with them afterwards.
Like your mother was furious when you and your dad dug a hole.
She was not best pleased.
You'd better fill that back up.
Dear, this is from Rick Wright. That's a good name. Dear Simon, I stumbled across this gem with my mates the other day.
Hello.
He's linked me to a Facebook page. even though you stabbed my nan, you're still the one for me.
Oh my god!
This is dedicated to my baby
That's
boy, who,
horrible.
although he broke my heart by stabbing my nan, I still forgive him and I'm willing to give him one more chance. That's lovely. P.S. I was walking through Boots the other day and they had a display of toaster bags. I thought Simon was just spouting retarded bullshit like usual, but the advert genuinely showed a woman cooking salmon and shit in them. Mental. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks a lot.
That's a good email.
I just found that Facebook group and I liked it.
Jake Railton. Hello, Simon and Lewis. I am a person who listens to your show for fun and joy. I was just wondering if you had ever had a Jaffa cake that has had its chocolate topping melted. If not, you should try it. Sent from my Jaffa cake.
His eye Jaffa. The eye Jaffa.
It's like a phone shaped like a Jaffa cake.
Well, I guess the only
a
time I have
brilliant
melty chocolate Jaffa cakes is if I have a hot drink and I dunk them in briefly because the sponge disintegrates. So you've got to be careful when you do that.
Yep, you have. Jesse Green writes, Dear Simon and
It's
Lewis.
fraught with peril.
Dear Simon and Lewis, just thought I would show you this. He sent a picture in of when he searched in iTunes for Yogpod, it said, did you mean GodPod? Them buggers must be copycats, he says.
We're bigger than Jesus at the Yogpod.
I think we probably have more views
than Jesus.
Than
more people
that.
listen to the Yogpod than have read the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say that.
Michael Langdon has written in, he says, about a week ago I saw Warwick Davis in Wimbledon. Concerned for Simon's clear derangement after he went missing, I chased after him with a paper bag. But the police got involved and it all went a bit wrong from there. Just wanted to say I'm here to help and together we'll find him, catch him and bring him home soon.
This is all a bit late now
Mike in
because
London.
we've met Warwick. We've seen that he's okay. He's safe. He put his arm around me. He helped me get up off the floor where I was kneeling down. That picture when he just that look of concern on Warwick Davis's face.
I know.
It's
He
unbelievable.
was terrified that you'd injured something. It's like... Tom Hinsley writes, Dear Simon, my friends and I have been loyal Yogpod listeners for a while and are friends with you on Facebook. After quoting Simon's impression of Warwick Davis, our friend Sam asked what we were talking about. We told him to check out the Yogpod. He came to school and said, very funny, you tried to make me listen to a podcast about monster trucks. Turns out he had heard the beginning of one podcast where you pretend to talk about monster trucks, and it fooled him.
What an idiot.
Needless to say, we laughed at him for 10 minutes.
Should hope so too. Oh man, what an idiot. Oh, or maybe I'm just very convincing. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should give myself props and not diss this young gentleman. What was his name? This foolish
Sam.
Young chap? Sam.
But people who write in were Tom, John, Matt, Alex and Dave.
You're an idiot, Sam, but we love you anyway. Not in that way.
This is Michael McDonald and I listen to the Yogpod all day.
So that's all from the Yogpod this week. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed yourself and didn't gain any strange looks from people on your local public transport. Who's the executive producer this week, Simon?
The executive producer is Thomas Murmelum. He is a man.
Okay.
And he donated £50 to us. Let's see, where is he from? He's from Hordaland. Hang on. I'm sure we've already been through this. I'm sure Thomas Murmelum's already been. Hordaland, I remember that.
Haven't you got like a list of who's been executive producers before? It's your one job. This is your one job to do with the organisation of the Yogpod.
It was Yogpod 30B, second part, in which it was Magnus Tenman was executive producer. And he's from Norway, and he's from the county of Hordaland. And this week it's Thomas Murmelum, and he's from Norway, from the county of Hordaland. I don't know whether they know each other, whether they're mates or what.
They must do. They must be pals.
So this was the confusion, because I knew Hordaland was familiar.
So like 90% of our donations so far have come from Hordaland.
Hordaland. basically Hordaland own the Yogpod now.
It's like a foreign-owned company.
We're Norwegian. We're gonna have to talk about Norwegian topics,
Yeah.
like reindeer and stuff. I guess.
God. What? Like reindeer news. It's like a little segment.
Reindeer news. This just in. There's a reindeer outside. He's terribly lonely and he needs a home.
If you could find a home
I don't really have
for
them as
this
pets.
reindeer, write in to the Yogpod today. People only in Scandinavia need apply. Good. Well, thank you, Thomas Mermelom and Michael Beck and Magnus 10 Man EP. Thomas Mermelom EP.
Mermelon.
And all those guys.
And thank you,
Good.
Carlos Larios, again for donating.
And we will
But he
see
didn't make
you
it.
next time.
How much money do you think Carlos has given us? It's all of his pocket money he must be giving us. He's only 9 years old.
I suppose it's just Carl's mum who's really keeping us going then in that case.
Her stolen credit card.
Thank you, Mrs. Larios.
Thank you, Mrs. Larios. People have said that I sound a bit like Freddie Mercury. So here I am doing a video of me singing like Freddie Mercury. I want to break free! I want to break free! People have said that I sound like an anime. Hi! Meow, meow, meow. That's borderline racist.
That's
do
not
that.
borderline racist. That's how anime sounds.
What, me going
What's wrong?
ching ching chong ching ching?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's basically what I was doing.
It's absolutely fine.
Oh,
Hello,
Christ.
and welcome to
So how's your toe feeling, Simon? What's the verdict? Is it still, like...
Shit.
Is it still bent the wrong way?
It's fucked up. It's broken. I'm gonna
If
die.
it is broken, there's a high chance of it get... Well, not high chance, but it might get infected. It might get infected.
How could it get infected? There's not a cut. That's ridiculous.
What do you mean? It's internal bleeding.
You have to have blood. Yeah, but where's the germs going to come from? What, inside of me?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm just like a big fucking bag of pus? You fucking bastard. How dare you?
We all are. Everyone's a big bag of pus.
No, I drink disinfectant to clear me out.
Do you?
Disinfectant. It's delicious. Cleans me right out. My chest is very hollow. Is that normal? It's probably where my heart used to be.
Stop hitting yourself.
You're like a silverback.
Sake.
Simon is doing the mating call of the goon.
Mummy, Mummy, can I listen to the Yolk Pod?
Fuck off!
Mummy, no!
So, obviously that's J.K. Rowling and her child. There's a request for a Simon soundboard, which you just like press buttons and I say things that I usually say. Like you press a button and I go, ah! You press a button and I go, follow me! You press another button and I just start talking about Jaffa Cakes for 30 seconds. See, I'm worried about that because if you actually created a soundboard like that, then you wouldn't need me anymore. It'd be like the Stepford Wives.
Yeah.
They get the women to like read out a dictionary so that the robot that they make can say anything in their voice.
Except for a word that isn't in the dictionary, which they say in a robotic voice.
Am I a robot again? What?
No. But the point is that if they didn't have a word, that if they had to say a word that wasn't in the dictionary, what would happen to the robot? Would they still say it but in a robotic voice, or would they?
They wouldn't be able to say it. It would just be like silence. So if there's like
error 404 word missing, would they say like that?
Probably. Someone would, and say, "Oh, Monica. Monica's the name of the robot. Oh, Monica, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. He's called Ikabaku. He's come over from Kenya." And Maria, the robot, goes, "Hello." Oh no, they don't say that. They speak normally. They don't speak like a robot. That would give the game away, wouldn't it? Hello. It is great. What if the real Maria actually did speak like a robot? It would completely fuck things up, wouldn't it? She's got like a speech impediment. Hello, I am Maria.
Realistic? What do you mean?
Why do you want me to read out from a dictionary? So yeah, Maria should go, "Hello, it is nice to meet you, Mr. I hope you enjoy your visit here."
I'm an old man, and I've fallen over. I can't get up, but it's alright, because I've got me iPod, and I'm listening to the Yog Pod. Oh, me back. Oh God. Oh God.
That was pretty funny.
That was very funny.
You're doing an instance or whatever, and there's a big pack of mobs. What do? I hit multi-shot 3 times, shooting 3 mobs. So that's like 9 attacks. And then I'm out of focus. And then what? I just use steady shot on 1 mob. Meanwhile, the mage is fucking AoEing the shit out of everything. The rogue's bouncing around using fan of knives. The Moonkin stood at the back with this massive fucking like storm going on. The Shaman's using his like level 10 fucking AoE. And I'm just like shooting 1 target with steady shot until I have enough focus so I can cast multi-shot. That's so lame. I mean, the alternative is what? I drop explosive trap and it explodes for what, 600 damage on all the mobs and then ticks for 170 or something? Wow, amazing. I mean, think of all the boss fights in which like a whole load of fucking mobs spawn and you have to kill them off as soon as fucking possible. And hunters can't do anything. They just have to keep shooting the boss or whatever. Although, to be fair, that's what I would do anyway. I'd say, sorry, no, I'm not dealing with the ads on the boss. I don't want my debuffs to drop off of it and have to reapply. Oh, God. They must be adding a new AoE, because, I mean, fuck me. It pisses me off that fucking druids basically always have fucking everything. Everything. Best tank, best DPS, best healer. Oh, let's give you lots of extra spells and abilities. Oh, look, you can fly around and pick flowers at the same time because you're a little druid. Smiley face. Hunters, what? You don't like mana? Okay, we'll get rid of it. It's gone, that's it. How'd you like that, you fuckers? Thanks, Ghost Crawler. That's it. That's like how they deal with the problem. It's like, great. Oh, cheers, mate. Awesome. I can't believe our AoE is explosive trap and multi-shot on 3 mobs. That's it now. That's the strength of our AoE.
I don't know, they might make multi-shot hit as many as there are in the area or something, you know, instead. They might make
Like
it
a
so it
conal
does.
attack.
Yeah,
Maybe, maybe not.
maybe not.
Do you know what I would like them to do? I would like them so that we can... The stable master is pretty much not really needed, because you have like cool pet, and admittedly you can store like 25 pets or 20 pets or
Yeah.
whatever, but you're not going to
Yeah.
visit the stable master much. What we need is like a groomer. We like go into like Brianni's
Okay.
shop or whatever, her pet shop, and there's like a groomer, and you talk to the groomer and it opens like this window, and your pet is there, the 3D model of your pet, and it's like you having a haircut, only the pet's having the haircut, and you can choose
Right,
different
that's a good idea.
different styles for the pet. So the pet can have like anime hair on its head. Can you imagine my monkey, but with that human male haircut with the spiky hair
With
on
a
his
big
head?
mohawk.
You
Yeah.
can give them like tattoos or piercings. You can shave them naked. I could have a naked monkey running around. You can dye their hair, so it could be like bright pink hair. He'd look like a
Give it a little
poodle.
handbag.
He'd look like a
a
poodle.
little bit of clothing.
So like his chest is all hairy and it's like bouffant and puffy and pink, and then like from the waist down he's shaved. Oh, Christ! And he's got a bow in his hair. He's the prettiest monkey in all of Azeroth.
Who else have we forgotten? Can you
Give
do...
me something ridiculous. You're gonna say old man with hemorrhoids who's riding a horse, and I'm gonna be like, what?
Can you do that?
Oh God. Hang on. See if I can. I want to make some kind of like noise that sounds like I'm on a horse.
You need some coconuts or something.
It's too tinny, isn't it? Hang on.
I'm an old man with hemorrhoids.
Ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. What am I doing? I'm hitting my fucking keyboard with a comb.
Okay, Simon, you ready? I'm gonna tell you a joke, and you're gonna tell me whether you think it's
I'm
funny
half
or
hanging
not.
out the window having a fag at this exact moment, by the way.
I'm gonna do a few, actually.
Okay, go.
Okay, can you reply with laughter if you think it's funny? It's a one-liner. These are all one-liners. I've just been on a once-in-a-lifetime holiday. I'll tell you what, never again.
Fucking hell. Okay, that's awful.
Okay. That won the funniest joke prize from this year's Edinburgh Fringe, written by award-winning comic Tim Vine, and it's
Tim
apparently
Vine,
the
yeah.
funniest joke this year.
He's a one-liner
Yeah,
act.
The award was judged by 8 comedy critics, whose shortlist of 24 jokes went forward to a public vote. Would you like the next one on the list?
Oh God.
This is apparently not as good.
It's apparently not as good. Holy shit.
But it only came number 2, so yeah. I'm currently dating a couple of anorexics. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, but they're not going to be half a stone each, are they? I mean, even babies weigh more than that.
That one was by David Gibson. I don't know who that is, but apparently he's a comedian.
Good effort. Good effort, Dave.
Emo Phillips is this next one on the list. This is
Oh yeah, yeah.
I picked up a hitchhiker. You got to when you hit them.
Yeah. He's fairly funny actually.
It's
I
not
quite like
bad.
him.
This next one was by Jack Whitehall. I bought one of those anti-bullying wristbands when they first came out. I say bought, I actually stole it off a short fat ginger kid.
Awful, awful.
As a kid I was made to walk the plank. We couldn't afford a dog.
That's appalling. That's appalling.
Being an England supporter is like being the over-optimistic parents of the fat kid on sports day.
That's good.
There's another pirate-related one here. What do you call a kid with no arms and an eye patch? Names.
Awful.
Here's another one. Dave drowned, so at the funeral we got him a wreath in the shape of a life belt. Well, it's what he would have wanted.
It's what he would have wanted. That makes it. That makes it.
For Vanessa Feltz, life is like a box of chocolates. Empty.
Oh God! Oh my God!
That's good. That one came number 9, and you finally laughed.
That's 9! Holy shit! That is 9.
The last one to make the list is Gareth Richards. Wooden spoons are great. You can either use them to prepare food, or if you can't be bothered with that, just write a number on one and walk into a pub. Competition organisers, Dave, TV channel, said that each judge sat through an average of 60 performances